You feel the weight and then you burst through the struggles, tearing through flesh with the heart of a lion. We will build the war.
My failure started from day one. Day one, my failure started. After the first year of the lease was up, I wanted out. I desperately wanted someone to make an offer to go back to be a company driver again after 1 year. Because I realized what the toll was. I realized how expensive it was. You know, there's a lot of freedoms when it comes to the IC board at Schneider. There's a lot of freedoms. But, and you're also free to do your taxes. Number one reason why I got out of doing the lease purchase is because of taxes. If I would have done a lot more about what other people preach by putting back, I think I would have done all right. However, it's easier said than done when you've got bills, you've got family, you got gas, you got food, you got a whole 9 yards. On top of that, you've got up and down rates, up and down seasons. And the first year, I did not go. In 2015, I did not go the whole year being an IC. And I had owed, I think I had to owe, I forgot how much I had to owe on taxes. My wife knows. And we're having to pay monthly to get that taken care of right now. The second year, which was a full year, it's about $14,000. $14,000 that we did not put back. Taxes alone. And that is the biggest reason why I got out of it. It's the reason why I got out of it early. You know? Because I was doing really good as a company driver. You know? Taxes were getting paid. I had all the whole 9 yards. And I didn't have the stress of all that over on top of you. Not to mention the maintenance on the truck and the fuel and just everything you had to think about. Making sure the truck was generating revenue. You didn't have any of those worries as a company driver, even though you were still doing the same job, someone else's job to worry about the numbers. When you're in a lease purchase, especially at Schneider, it's all on you. No one's there to babysit you. No one's there to babysit you. And that is the reason why I failed. Plain and simple. Another reason why I failed at the taxes part was because of ATBS. Guys, do not use ATBS. Do not use ATBS. It's a waste of money. There's plenty of things to read up about reasons why. That go search up ATBS reviews. Read those. You pretty much echo what's, you know, was the reason why I say that. So I'm not going to go and spend 10 minutes talking about ATBS. My advice to anybody who's getting into it and wanting to get into it is take advice. Look at guys who are doing it and being successful. Okay? And then go also look at guys like me who were not successful. Okay? Learn from my mistakes, but also listen to those guys' advice. Listen to everybody. If you don't know who, LaShawn Parks, Trucker Brown, trucking exec, not really a lease purchase guy, but he knows numbers. Casanova. There's a bunch of guys. Google it. Put it in the search bar. You've got to go into it thinking, hey, I'm going to be making all this money. I'm going to go on a spending spree. You can't do that. You can't go on any kind of spending spree. You got to put back, put back, put back. If you've got a lot of bills, you've got to eliminate them. You've got to eliminate them. And if you don't want to, don't get into lease purchase. Lease purchase, truck ownership, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody, and that's okay. Me, myself, I'm a lot happier now because I don't have those worries. Now, there's still that stress. Hey, I still got to pay the IRS. I'm going to be suffering from the 2 years that I did lease purchase. I'm going to be, paying for that for many years to come. Many years to come. And I don't want to see that happen to any of y'all who watch me and take advice from me. Okay? Learn from my mistakes and don't go after it. I was getting $1.80, $1.90 a mile, stuff like that. I don't see how anybody could do it at 90 cents per mile or 88 cents per mile. I don't see how anybody could do that. It's ridiculous to me. Last piece of advice I say to you guys is to not worry about the status. Don't try to keep up with the Joneses. A lot of truckers are going to say, well, this is the reason why you're successful or not. If you own a truck, you're successful. If you're a company driver, you're not. Don't let those people deter you from doing what you want to do. If you're happy being a company driver, stay being a company driver, for crying out loud. And screw what everybody else thinks of you. Company drivers, and I've been a company driver for 13 years before this. All right, before I went to become an IC, an independent contractor, lease purchase, whatever, with Schneider, I was a company driver for 13 years, and I was happy. I was happy being a company driver. I'm going in thinking I want more, and I'm making more money, yeah, but I'm not putting back. One guy told me, was not a truck driver, but he was management at Schneider. When I first started talking about going to be an IC, he said, before you do it, you need to have $10,000 in your bank account first. Hindsight 2020, I should have had $10,000 in my bank account. And that's things to think about. Money, taxes. Taxes. Because your maintenance account is going to cover the maintenance. Okay? I didn't have a problem with maintenance account or all that. I never had negative settlements. Never had. I always stayed running, had a good running truck, and I had the work ethic to do it. Budgeting, managing your money is something that if you're not used to doing, then being a lease purchase, being an owner, whatever, it's not for you. If you're not good at that, if you're not good at numbers, you're not going to be good at that. You can have all the work ethic in the world. I've got a good work ethic. But numbers, that's for someone else. Anyways, I kept you long enough. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe to see what I'm doing nowadays. I'm a company driver again. Subscribe to see what I'm doing. Talk to you later. 73.
It's my quarterback.